Hello, this is Rockman Dash, and I have my friend Owen, aka Getaway Bats1, doing the voiceover for this review.
This is a review of the anime Gargantia on the Verdurous Planet, a mecha written by Gen Urobuchi, who's known for writing Madoka Magica, and it's animated by Production IG. Gargantia is the hidden gem of anime in 2013 and deserves much more praise than it actually got. Now, Gargantia is set in a distant future where humanity lives in Humanity is governed by the Alliance, who's fighting a war against the Hidezu. On one battle, Ensign Leto, our main character of the story, who's inside his mecha called Chamber, gets sucked into a wormhole. Leto wakes up 6 months later on the planet Earth and on the ship called Gargantia. Leto has to learn how to adapt to the world while questioning his own motives, his own world, and his own society. The premise is simple and interesting, and it's quite enjoyable. The obligatory Gen Urobuchi plot twist, spoiler, Hidezu are people.
Silent Green is people!
You learn this fact after Leto massacres a bunch of them, which makes the reveal amazing. The plot twist is done well, and then is the best part of the plot. The contrast of the alliance with Gargantia is amazing, and is the best part of the plot. Overall, it was enjoyable, but it could have been written a little better. The characters were pretty enjoyable, even the minor characters were entertaining. Chamber is the best robot AI ever. He takes everything way too seriously, he's hilarious, and in my opinion, he is the best character of the show. Leto, the main character, is great because of his realistic reactions to foreign concepts on Gargantia. The last major important character is Amy, a hyper, over-energetic delivery Genki girl who serves as Leto's love interest and a link to Gargantia's society. The characters were good, especially Chamber, but they weren't exactly amazing. Unfortunately, the pacing is probably the weakest point of the anime. Gargantia is a 13-episode anime series, which spends about half of its episodes giving you a feel for the world and developing characters. Gargantia has one of the best starts of recent anime, equivalent to that of Attack on Titan's great start, but the pace slows down at episode 2. Episodes 2 through 7 are extremely slow, and almost nothing really gets done. The show takes its time to tell its story. What's weird is that the same thing is done in Madoka Magica. Maybe that's just Gen Urobuchi's style. It picks up again after the plot twist, and then it's just a roller coaster. The pacing could be much, much better. This show is beautiful. If Free was Kyoto Ani showing their water physics off, Gargantia was Production IG flexing their water muscles. The world looks beautiful, it's relaxing, and it's pretty. The ships have very unique designs, especially when they are in fleets. The battles looked great, with good-looking mechs and good-looking animation. The CG they used wasn't very distracting, and it was positive overall. One small downside would be that they have a bit of fan service, but in the show it was never really distracting. Get the Blu-ray, however, and the fan service is quite distracting for obvious reasons. Gargantia is beautiful, and it gets a well-deserved 9 out of 10. The sound in Gargantia is one of the best parts of the show. The music in battles is orchestrated goodness. It's just fantastic. In normal parts of the show, it has a very tropical feel with unique instruments. The voice acting in Gargantia is pretty good. Chamber's voice is perfect for the character and he sounds great. The fake language that Leto speaks is really interesting, and it sounds like a mix between German and Japanese, and it's just awesome. The opening and ending themes are nothing special. They are relaxing but nothing outstanding. Overall, the sound is solid and quite amazing, so it gets a 9 out of 10.
I enjoyed Gargantia, and I thought it was a fun anime. I watched this right after Valvrave, another mecha of 2013, expecting this to be worse off than that, but I came out surprisingly positive about this show. What I look for in an anime is to be engaged, like how I was in Code Geass and in Steins Gate. This does that, but only in the end. The rest wasn't bad, but it's just kinda slow and not as engaging. Overall, the show was enjoyable, especially at the end.
Now I, on a personal level, liked Gargantia. It wasn't the greatest mecha I've ever seen, but it was still pretty good. I had a few problems with the animation, but that's just because I've seen mecha CG done a little bit better. And the swing animation at the beginning of the show kind of bothered me, just because it made me nauseous, but other than that, the show was pretty beautiful. I liked it. It was well written, but the pacing was bad.
Gargantia is a great show ruined by bad pacing and wasted potential. The show is a very entertaining mecha and is one of the better mechas I've seen. It is a beautiful show with a great soundtrack and it has chamber. This anime is currently available on Crunchyroll for free legal streaming and a DVD release from Viz eventually, or you can get the Blu-ray import from Japan. Overall, I'd give Gargantia on the Verdurous Planet an 8.5 out of 10. I give this anime a Rockman recommends. Well, that was my Gargantia review. If you noticed at the end I added a Rockman Recommends thing, I'm going to start to add a 3-tier thing to my reviews because numerical values don't always relate to whether or not the game or show is recommendable or any good. The TRs, which are subject to change. Tier 1, Rockman Remarkable. If this ever appears, that means it's amazing and I really recommend it. Tier 2 is Rockman Recommends. It means I recommend it and it's pretty good. It has flaws, but it's not that bad. Tier 3 is Rockman Regrets. If you see this, I regret watching it or playing it, and you should stay away from it. Okay, so, on the left is my reaction to this little star on the internet known as Semi-Classic Sonic Fan, and his atrocious Sonic Emerald Coast gameplay. On the right is a link to Owen aka Getaway Bats 1's channel. He's working on an Attack on Titan review, so check that out when it's done. And click on the link in the description to see my written review of Gargantia. Apparently they announced a season 2, so this is a season 1 review. Yeah. So, yeah, see ya.
Episodes 2 through 7 are extremely slow, and almost nothing really gets done. It's like a slice of life anime. I'm gonna kill you for saying that, Kevin!